Let's just jump right into today's explainer because we're looking at something absolutely incredible. We are diving into David Roth's deeply moving poem, 9 Gold Medals. And look, this isn't just words on a page. It is a window into a true story about the human spirit that is, well, it's going to completely change how you view sports, success, and what it actually means to be a winner.
Okay, let's dive straight into this with a question right off the bat. What matters more, winning the gold or helping a fallen competitor? I mean, it sounds like a super simple ethical question on the surface, right? But think about it. When you have trained your entire life for one specific athletic moment, that choice becomes incredibly complex in real time. So today, we're basically going to rethink the true meaning of success together. The whole foundation of this amazing true story comes from poet David Roth. He's an American songwriter, singer, and poet, and he's really known for using super simple language to get across these massive, powerful messages about humanity and kindness. He has this knack for taking ordinary events, or in this case a really remarkable real-life experience, and using them to reveal these deep human values. We'll be using the first part of his poem as our anchor today. Now, to truly get the gravity of this poem, we have to talk about its unique setting. The story takes place at the Special Olympics, which is a sports event specifically for differently abled athletes, and this context, it's absolutely crucial. The athletes participating here haven't just trained hard physically. They have already overcome massive personal hurdles and societal barriers literally just to make it to the starting line. Their mere presence on that track is already a massive victory in itself. And because of all those hurdles, the stakes are sky high. As Roth writes, many weeks and months of training all coming down to these games. We are talking about the 100-yard dash. It's a short, explosive race where there is absolutely zero room for error. Everything these young women and men have poured their sweat, tears, and absolute dedication into is culminating right here, right now, on this old field. To really grasp how this story unfolds, we're going to trace it stanza by stanza. We start with the months of intensive training, zoom right into those super tense seconds before the gun, the hard-stopping seconds right after a sudden fall, the completely unexpected moments when helping hands arrive, and finally, those minutes later at the finish line. Let's trace this path together. Imagine the tension building on the track. The blocks are lined up, 9 resolved athletes are poised right in back of the starting line, just waiting for the sound of the gun. And then, bang! The signal was given, the pistol exploded, and so did the runners all charging ahead. The race is officially on. The adrenaline is pumping, the crowd is going wild, and these 9 determined athletes are throwing literally all their energy forward. It's this thrilling, fast-paced start to the final event of the day. But then, in a fraction of a second, the entire tone of the race completely shifts. But the smallest among them, he stumbled and staggered and fell to the asphalt instead. It is such a tragic, inciting incident. Just as the race hits its absolute highest intensity, the youngest athlete loses his footing. All that forward momentum instantly crashes down onto the hard track. His dream of competing, it just seems completely broken in a single moment. The emotional weight of this moment is just crushing. Roth tells us the fallen boy gave out a cry in frustration and anguish, his dreams and his efforts all dashed in the dirt. It's absolutely heartbreaking, right? You can actually feel his immediate pain and disappointment right there in the text. For this young boy, the race is over. Everything he worked so hard for has literally crashed into the dirt. But, as the narrator promises, as sure as I'm standing here telling this story, the same goes for what next occurred. Because then, an unbelievable turning point happens. The other 8 runners, they stop. Just think about how staggering that is. These competitors, who trained for so long specifically to compete and win, see what has happened, and instead of ignoring him, instead of seizing that advantage to grab the gold for themselves, they actually stop running. Let's walk through exactly how this beautiful act of empathy unfolded. They pulled up on their heels, halting all of their momentum entirely. Then, one by one, they turned around, went back, and gently brought the young boy back to his feet. They decided in that split second, no way, we are not leaving him behind. Once he was up, the impossible happened. All 9 runners joined hands and continued the race together. That explosive, ultra-competitive 100-yard dash was instantly reduced to a walk. The poem mentions this banner above them that read Special Olympics and notes that it could not have been more on the mark. These athletes perfectly embody the ultimate spirit of those games. It wasn't just about overcoming physical boundaries anymore, it was about showing boundless care for one another. As the race comes to an end, the audience is just completely moved to tears. Can you imagine the energy in those stands? Everyone stood up.
The spectators weren't cheering for speed anymore. They were giving a massive standing ovation for the sheer spirit of compassion unfolding right in front of them. 9 beaming faces crossing the finish line together, still holding hands. As Roth says, it said more than these words ever will.
9, the judges didn't pick just one winner. They didn't disqualify anyone for stepping out of their lanes or holding hands, which is normally what happens in a track meet. Instead, the judges awarded all 9 athletes gold medals. 9 gold medals for 9 incredible human beings whose collective act of humanity proved to be vastly superior to any individual athletic achievement. Society totally conditions us to expect a race to be a zero-sum game, right? Intense competition, one winner, someone crosses the line first while everyone else loses. But this event completely shattered that expectation, showing us an actual outcome of 9 winners and ultimate compassion. It really gives us a glimpse into a beautiful reality where everybody wins when humanity comes first.
When we step back from this one event, the core themes of Roth's work truly shine through: compassion, humanity, unity, empathy, sportsmanship, and shared victory. The poem is a masterclass in demonstrating that the true spirit of sports is about supporting one another. It teaches us, absolutely unequivocally, that kindness and solidarity are way greater achievements than just individual, isolated success.
I want to leave you with one final thought today. Is an act of humanity greater than any single victory? David Roth's 9 gold medals certainly makes the powerful case that it is. The next time you find yourself in a race, whether that's on a track, in a classroom, or honestly just in life, remember these 9 athletes. Remember that sometimes the absolute most victorious thing you can do is stop, turn around, and help someone else up. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring those deeper themes.